do, because you did that back
This
to
is
back.
Missy Elliott.
I
She's
come from days where we as an artist,
interviewing Wayne. This is about the Carter
like
3. Just want to give y'all a little insight, you know.
We checking the Billboard magazine to see where this and that. And I remember those that don't exist now. You know what I mean? So when we dropped The Block Is Hot, it sold like 114,000 the first week or 95,000, and that was the equivalent and the impact of selling 1 million point something a week. And I remember I was like, wow, I'm just can't do nothing but thank God.
Y'all show your love.
If you don't know, that was LilWayne and Missy Elliott. And she was actually interviewing him about the Carter 3, asking about just his overall perspective on how he felt about it at the time, given that it's a grand album in his journey in his career. So that's what we here to talk about today. We're here to talk about the Carter 3, talk about Wayne, give some insight on the album, ultimately break it down like we do, break it down and, just talk about the Carter 3, man. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it smooth and give you as much information as I can and I can remember on the album, because it's a big album for Wayne. I want to say maybe to this day, this maybe Wayne's biggest album as far as numbers. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a fan favorite, but in regards to a chart-topping album, is definitely that from Wayne, and it just pushed him to the pinnacle of being exactly what he stated he was, which is the greatest rapper alive, and speaking into existence. So, yeah. So we'll talk about the Carter 3, but like always, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all reach out. Make sure y'all follow follow the movement, follow the brand. Of course, it's called Showing Love. You can follow me on YouTube, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Threads, follow me on TikTok. Just type in Showing Love and you'll pull up exactly what you're looking for. And make sure that you're always showing love. Make sure you're showing love to your favorite albums. Make sure you're showing love to the people around you. Make sure you're giving grace to yourself, and make sure that doing something that's natural to you, that you love. That's what it's about. Showing love. For me, it's about showing love to just some of those albums, because I think we're in a space now where it's kind of necessary to bring up those kind of forgotten about albums, or albums that's maybe aged, 10 years plus. And, we no longer have those websites like Live Mixtapes or Dat Piff to give you some, insight on the artist before they were able to actually drop like an actual commercial album. So, I just want to give insight and let y'all know what it is. But what I ultimately want to do, instead of like diving right into the album, because it's so much to dissect, given the fact that it's the Carter 3 and it was a monumental album, I kind of want to give you a lead up to the album and how he was able to grow his fan base, grow his following, and just kind of get your ear for the Carter 3. So kind of starting at the top, before the Carter 3 was released, he had 2 albums that actually was released commercially prior to that, within maybe 3 or 4 years of each other. So of course you had the Carter 2, which is I raise my hand to say I'm actually a fan more of the Carter 2 than the Carter 3, but I think the Carter 3 is just that moment for Wayne, and I think every artist needs that moment to be like, all right, he's here to stay, and this is who he is. But for me, I think the Carter 2 kind of resonates a little bit more for my ear, but that's just me personally. You let me know if you like the Carter 2 or the Carter 3. I would love to know. Drop it in the comments. Y'all let me know. Like always, you can actually reach out to me at showinglovealways@gmail.com. If you're looking to speak on music, possibly come on here. Just talk about anything. I'm looking at, engage in conversation strictly about music. That's the universal language. I mean, he had like monumental mixtapes, like so much so, like in the realm of hip hop and R&B, like some of these are kind of like solid ass pieces of bodies of work. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were old enough around that time to understand, these were great bodies of work. So you start off with the Dedication 2, Dedication 3, which I believe was released after the Carter 3 was released, but around the same time. You had the Drought is Over, Drought 2. He had over 100 features in 2007. right before the Carter 3 was released. The Carter 3 was supposed to be released at the end of 2007, actually on December 25th, but he had a leak, which goes into those mixtapes that were monumental. And then you had the leak, which was just like an EP of songs that were supposed to be on the Carter 3. Unfortunately, at the time, somebody leaked the album. They don't know who it was, but he made the leak. And some of the songs from the leak, I like way better than on the Carter 3. I mean, the Carter 3 have bangers. I mean, they're all commercial albums from great producers and really solid singles, but the leak was hard too. So just to kind of give you insight on the leak had 5 songs, and one of the songs was called I'm Me, which is, I believe, maybe the first song off the leak. Hard. That shit hard. It's like a mixtape. It's like Mixtape Wayne on the album, which is, I think a lot of people love Mixtape Wayne. I might like Mixtape Wayne more than I like Album Wayne, just to be honest with you. That's my personal opinion. I mean, I feel like he has more freedom on the mixtapes because it's not so like gung-ho to sell. It's just like, this is how I'm feeling. But 3P was initially, I'm Me was initially the intro to the Carter 3, but it was replaced by 3P. 3P hard too. It's really like kind of like bars, you know what I'm saying, like typical Wayne. But I like I'm Me better. Yeah, but like I stated, he ended up
Y'all show your love.
he ended up having to scrap it and of course put it on the leak. But the leak was hard, so when you get a chance, man, y'all go if you can, because I don't know why Apple Music did this. At one point in time, last year, 2025, they put all of Wayne's albums on there, mixtapes, and then they took them off for copyright or whatever. And I thought it was unfortunate because I enjoyed that. I was like, damn, they got all of these Wayne mixtapes, man. People need this. This is essential. And then they take the shit off the table, which is unfortunate. I totally hated it. But and when you get a chance, just type it in. I'm pretty sure you can find it on YouTube. Some of these mixtapes, probably the majority of these mixtapes. Go listen to the Dedication 2. The Dedication 2 was so good of a mixtape that it actually charted on. I think it charted on Billboard as a release of a mixtape at the time. I don't know if that was common. If it was, shit, shout out to the people that was able to do it. But I know Wayne was able to make that mixtape a chartable mixtape. You know what I'm saying? Get it to the masses and get it to people. And also, you know, it was by DJ Drama too. So, you know, Drama was the man. If you wanted that next leap or you wanted to get your album or mixtape out there, mainly mixtape, Drama was going to produce it. Drama was going to be the DJ on it. So shout out to DJ Drama. Show some love to DJ Drama. Show some love to Wayne. Show some love to the older websites, the Dat Piffs, the live mixtapes. Those guys gave you a lot of free music, just for the listener and the people. So shout out to those guys. But kind of segueing from the dedications and the leak, you kind of want to get into, okay, now it's time for the build up and the release of Carter 3. So the Carter 3 was actually released on June 10th, 2008. Like I stated, it was supposed to be released December 25th of 2007. Unfortunately, some of the records were leaked, but you end up releasing it June 10th, 2008. Monumental record, monumental album. Just a great album overall. You know, I listened to it. I heard it a bunch of times because it came out when I was in high school. And that's kind of how I can like pinpoint certain things with music is time frames of my life. Maybe some people are like that. I'm set up that way. But I remember it coming out when I was in high school. I had just graduated. I was 18, 19 years old. Carter 3 hits. Bam. Shit went crazy. My boy he just had shit on lock. My man went crazy. Like I stated, he had 100 features in a year. I don't think people really understand how hard these entertainers work. To do 100 features is crazy. To do 100 features and mixtapes is crazy. To do 100 features, mixtapes, and work on the album is even crazier. Like, I don't think you understand it. The nigga was a robot. He was a robot. The big producers at the time. You had Kanye West, you had Swiss Beats, you had Bangladesh, you had David Banner. I didn't even know The Alchemist was on the record. I didn't even know he had a placement on the record until I had to research it, because I'm a fan of the Alchemist. You know, Alchemist go back from Mobb Deep. He's almost done something with almost everybody. He just released an album with 2 Chainz and Larry June. Like, Alchemist been in the game for a minute, so show some love to Alchemist for you know, being himself but still being able to, you know, make that mark where you can get on a big time project and then with a big time artist and still be you. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was like super intriguing to me. Believe it or not, I was like, man, that's crazy that my man the Alchemist made the album. Robin Thicke was on the album. Shout out to Robin Thicke. Show some love to Robin Thicke. He actually was a feature on the Carter 3. Now, there was a bunch of other artists, producers that were supposed to make the album that didn't make it. From what I read, I just remembered an article saying, like, people were just, like, sending Wayne beats. And, of course, you know, you want to have your hand in the pot for something like that, especially with artists like Wayne. So, unfortunately, it was a couple artists that didn't make it. I believe Just Blaze was supposed to be on the album. I don't think he made it. Timberland, The Runners, will.i.am. I mean, we talking about some real heavy hitting people, and they didn't make the album. And it has to make sense though. Just because the name and the features are big doesn't necessarily mean that it makes sense for what he's trying to do and what the label's trying to do. So, but anyway, shout out to those people that pitched that didn't get it. Shit, you know, we still showing love to you. It's hard. Shit hard. Big time features, big time collabs, big time singles. So some of those guys were you had Fabulous, you had T-Pain, Bobby Valentino, Static Major, R.I.P. to Static Major. He made Lollipop. Robin Thicke, like I stated, Jay-Z, Jewel Santana, Busta Rhymes. Now I read that Wyclef Jean was supposed to be on the records. He was supposed to make the album. Unfortunately, he didn't make the album. That would have been crazy. And you know, for me, I'm always like a fly on the wall. Like, I wish that I could be in the studio with these guys making these songs. And I'm pretty sure Wayne has that song in his. He has it somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's in some hard drive on the computer. We need to listen. We need to hear that. We need that Wyclef. I want to hear that. Released or not released, I would love to just see what that process was like, man. So that's unfortunate. But like I stated, man, classic album, big album, you know. So those are some of the features on the album. Now going from the features to the singles. All y'all know these singles. At least if you my age, you know these singles. And if you don't, go look them up. You probably heard them before. Probably been in film somewhere, a commercial. Pretty big records. But like I stated before, you had Lollipop with Static Major. You had a Millie. I think a Millie was like almost like a commercial classic Mixtape Wayne record. And what I read was that when they shot the video to a Millie, he actually was coming from another video shooting that video. Or it may have been reversed, like he was shooting that one and going to another one. Something like that. You can go look it up on just Google it. But that was just the work ethic that Wayne had. You know, that's what he had. And you over here shooting one video and to shoot another video, and it's just an easy video too. It is, I mean, it's nothing like crazy, you know. I think the simplicity of it kind of makes it just like an easy watch, to be honest with you. But of course, yeah, like I said, you had a Millie, you had Mrs. Officer with Bobby Valentino. Shout out to my man Bobby Valentino. Show some love to Bobby Valentino. I've always been a fan of him as well. And then you had Get Money with T-Pain. Now there was other ones too that I remember listening on the radio to these consistently. But I don't remember like the Mr. Carter record with Wayne. I mean with Jay-Z. It said it was a single, but I don't remember it being a single or listening to it on the radio. But I don't know how it works. Maybe I was too young. I don't know. But they said that was one of them. And, yeah, you know, shout out to the singles and shout out to just Wayne just doing that thing. You know, shout out to the Carter 3. Show some love to the Carter 3. Show some love to yourself for just, you know, listening to the Carter 3 and running it up, because I know you will. And I have. You know what I'm saying? So Wayne was one of 4 rappers at the time. And maybe even to date. I have to go back and double check to actually sell 1 million in a week. So that was the reason why the album was so big. It was so good. And to reference what Missy was talking about, like, you sold 1 million records in a week. Physical copies. This is not streaming. I don't even think streaming was even invented in 2008. Maybe it was on the cusp, but shit, not like it is now. So, like, my man literally went and sold 1 million in a week. I think he sold 420,000 the first day. So he almost hit 500,000, and by the end of the week, he ended up selling 1 million. I think by the end of the year of 2008, it ended up doing like 2.8 million units or something like that, over 2 million. And then I believe by 2020, it's done over. It's been 6 times platinum, so over 6 million sold. That was 2020. It's 2026 now. I'm pretty sure it's double to triple that, just because of Wayne. You know, when you go back and you listen to Wayne, you always get a good song. You get good music, and you get that advice that you're looking for. And also, from what I read, is that I think Wayne on Spotify might have been the number 9th artist in the nation in regards to just like accumulation of streams. So even now, he's an older artist. And that's relative, right? That's subjective, depending on what you say old is. He's still able to, bust the top 10 of most listened to artists. So, like, shout out to my man Wayne. Shout out to the Carter 3, man. Shout out to Cash Money, Young Money. Shout out to Birdman for giving him a chance. I was actually telling somebody the other day, he kind of groomed him to be who he is. He just kept him in the studio and kept him just being around the music, because I was watching the Carter 2 documentary, and you could tell that he's engulfed in this shit. Like, he just want to listen to beats. He just want to be around it. This is what he do. And then he started talking about being the greatest rapper alive. Shit, I see why he say he's the greatest rapper alive. Like, you've been doing this since you was 8 years old. Like, what else do you know? Music. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Wayne, man. Shout out to Cash Money, Young Money. Shout out to Birdman. Show some love to the whole camp. Shout out to everybody, But transitioning from that to just some of my favorites on the album. So some of my favorites on the album, and these are just my favorites. Y'all tell me what y'all favorites is. Y'all tell me what you like, what you dislike. What have I missed? What can I add on to this? But anyway, these are just some of my favorites. So I like You Ain't Got Nothing, because like I stated before, I like the Carter 2 for my personal opinion, and it's not so commercial. You Ain't Got Nothing is to me like a mixtape song, because it got Fab and it got Jewels on it. So like, he really probably was able to roam free on that shit. La La by David Banner. Love that record. Let the Beat Build. I love that record just for the way that it's kind of complex and it's very thoughtful, and he literally lets the beat build. Like, I think it's creative. I love music for that reason alone, especially those type of records. Lollipop, just for it just being a really good song, and I guess to some degree it has relatability. Like I stated before, I like 3P, even though I'm a fan of I'm Me off the Leak. So those are some of my favorites just off the album alone. Y'all let me know what y'all favorite is. Second time asking, y'all let me know what y'all favorite Carter album is, and if you like the Carter 2 compared to the Carter 3. That's just my question from me to you. And some other records that I want to put out that I actually have a fan favorite of that were recorded around that time, which is like the Drought 2. The Drought 2 is over, which is called like the Carter 3 session. So he still recorded these while he was recording the Carter 3. All time, well, I ain't gonna say all time. I just found this just searching for Wayne the other day. Quiet Time. Y'all get a chance, go listen to that. I might play that at the end. That's a really good song. Quiet Time, Gossip, was recorded around the same time as the Carter 3. Kush, Prostitute Flange. Oh my God. I honestly think Drake at one point in time had like sampled Prostitute Flange by Wayne. I gotta go look that up. If y'all find it, y'all let me know. Drop that down below. Y'all let me know what that is. But those are some of my favorites that weren't on the album, but just overall mixtape records that were recorded around the same time the Carter 3 was actually recorded. So shout out to Wayne for being a monster, honestly. Just shout out to him. The big thing too is that there was some heavy hitters that came out in 2008. Now this was the #1 rap album of the year and the #1 album overall of the year. I'm gonna give y'all some known names that came out in 2008. You had Kanye West, 808 and Heartbreaks came out 2008. 808 Heartbreaks 2008. Wayne beat him. Beyonce, Sasha Fierce. Even though it's not the genre of hip hop, still came out. Still gotta compete. Wayne was #1. T.I. Paper Trail. Jeezy The Recession. I love Jeezy. I'm a Southerner. Wayne hit it out the park. Rick Ross Triller, which is what I'm gonna probably review in my next couple of reviews. Can't touch Wayne though. Can't touch Wayne, man. Anyway, shout out to my man Wayne. Shout out to the Carter 3. Shout out to everybody that's listening to Wayne that's a Wayne fan. Shout out to yourself. Shout out to Omar Hughes. Shout out to Showing Love. Shout out to music in general. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to say. But listen to me. I'm not going to talk your heads off. I'm going to kind of end it here. Like always, man, y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all take your time listening to that Carter 3. Let somebody know about it that may not know about it. Run it up, stream it, put it in your playlist. Y'all do y'all thing. Y'all know what it is, man. Till next time, this is the one and only Omar Hughes. I'm going to leave y'all with this. This is one of my favorite songs. I didn't make the album. It's a mixtape song. It's called Quiet Time. I'm going to give y'all some quiet time. I'm going to leave it here. This is the one and only Omar Hughes representing Showing Love. I'm going to take it to Louisiana. We're going to take it to the Carter 3. We're going to take it to 2008, man. Till next time, y'all know what it is. The one and only Omar Hughes. Showing Love. Let's do it.
I get so deep in that pussy, I touch the back of your soul. You got a man, I bet I can make you pack up and roll. Yeah, let's ride like we attached to the road, and if we on the same track,